Hello! Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the hot topic of this morning, which is the difference between laziness and burnout. So even though they both result in a lack of productivity, they're really fundamentally super different. Burnout is more of a state of physical, mental, emotional depletion, being in a stress for too long before your body just goes, can't do it anymore. I've just been in like a fight or flight or a freeze for too long. Like, please help. I think when that happens, if you still keep pushing, that's when the body starts showing real signs of needing just some TLC, and that's where sickness kind of comes from. We're in this epidemic of like do and maximize, and like I'm like, fuck, I'm at the stage where I'm like, wow, this is a bit tiring. I want to be able to have moments where I'm just like sending it to hell, getting it done, but also moments where I'm just okay with going full on living the vida loca. So with burnout, it's like you really want to do the task, but you genuinely cannot muster up the energy, the mental fortitude to get it done, which is such a trip. Whereas laziness is pretty much just like a character trait that you can work on and change. When I'm in that burnout, I'm experiencing like probably a little bit of shame because I'm just like, I want to be proactive. I want to get it done. I know that if I work out, I'll feel good. I know that if I eat well, I'll feel good. I know that, I'm disciplined, I'll feel good. But sometimes it's just not possible. I love this quote: change nothing and continue with immaculate consistency. It's like a lot of the time we'll just fucking hit our head against a wall or just be wigging out over the same thing. What I'm talking about right now is that if you allow it, naturally you just come out the other side feeling energized, boosted, with more vision, with more clarity on future, with more clarity on your new sets of values, your new non-negotiables. But things just start to flow naturally again. I've been super excited to eat well, to cook, to move my body, to create, to work. So after that period, I just find it really cool that I'm kind of rewarded with a new pep and a new energy. And now it's just different. Parts of me are just like, you don't even go that hard. But then I think about it and I'm like, I try. Instead of being like, it's okay if all you did today was a 40-minute workout, being like, it's okay if all you did today was go out into your back garden, put your feet on the earth for 1 minute. It's okay if today the change you made was just eating a mandarin. Simplify, and then simplify again. It's just like, it's that piece of it not having to be this extreme of I love myself if I'm perfect. I love myself if I'm feeling confident in all these things. But then being able to be like, I still love myself when I'm not feeling whole. Like I'm still here for me, and yeah. It was so uncomfortable, but they are coming out on the other side. I'm just like, it's what it's about. It's not about other people regulating your emotions, and it's about just being strong enough to just like look at yourself in the mirror and be like, well, it's not working. Because yeah, it's important to do that quite often. I attach, obviously, and I think a lot of people do, a lot of my self-worth to doing, achieving, just climbing, working creatively, all of this stuff. And I thought to myself, like, how could it be if I still loved myself equally for not doing and just for being alive and just for being a person that means well? From the moment you realize that we're all flawed, we're all light and dark, we're all aware and unaware. They're big insights, I reckon, for me anyway. I think it just touched a little sensitive point and really like has shifted my reality. It's a cool little exercise to be like, what's my essence underneath all the doing? So if I take away the photo, the video, the potty, the kinesi, the curiosity, what I'm wearing, all of these things, what is my essence? And then, yeah, I love that exercise. I like that I know that about myself, and I like that if I add the doing on the top of that, it creates a more well-rounded human. Yeah, I just don't think we're all going to be feeling good all the time. And I think for so long I've just been like, I just want to be happy. Yeah, happiness is a choice, but it's also like if you're wanting that happiness, it means you're rejecting the experience of having negative emotions. It's like, then you're going to have more negative emotions. Instead, it's best to just be like, oh, I'm in one of those experiences right now and I'm going to come out the other side, hopefully with a little bit of wisdom. But yeah, again, it's just like, it's surrender, it's acceptance, and it's just loving yourself silly. what a wild practice. Another like interesting point on the back of that is like the vulnerability of like sharing with people when you're going through this stuff. It's really important to share with people who you fully trust. And it's really important to share with people who you feel like you can be 100% yourself and who'll just top you up. Not like fully biased people, but people who know your heart and there's no competition or any of that shit. It's just like they're there to build your confidence, and if they're not, like probably reevaluate your crew. But yeah, this is a big point in spending time with people who top you up. Like, spent the weekend with my mum and I could not believe how good I felt after just being in her energy and having her like reassurance of the future and reassurance of like what I'm doing and what I'm being and what I've done. And yeah, it's just everything. It can just the energetics of being around that can just shift everything. Can shift your whole freaking reality. It's like you'll automatically start thinking differently about yourself and differently about your footprint. And yeah, these people will just reinstill a little bit of just like confidence in you when you lose yours. Because yeah, I think that's this thing with confidence, is that it's such an internal job, but I think it's also like my brother and I kind of have this thing where if he's insecure about certain things, I'll know not to just like fucking dismiss him if he brings it up. And I'll know to just let him speak about it and to just affirm and validate that he's having a painful experience. And that's the thing, is we all have different experiences, and something that can affect you deeply will go straight over my head, and something that will affect me deeply will go straight over yours. So I think it's super important when someone brings something up that they're like, yeah, just a little bit sensitive over, validate their experience, listen to them, and don't minimize, because it can really affect your ability moving forward to just bring things up and be vulnerable if you've been shut down. Be very mindful who you choose to get like advice from. Make sure you just really value that person's opinion. I think for me, it's like it's been, and I think probably collectively a lot of people fear this too, because if you open up and you're vulnerable and you show your heart, it's just like people can just go, you've shown me, I don't want that, ick. But your right people will go, whoa, that's strong. Whoa. And they're the ones you want to be around because they see you. They see you. They see you. And when you don't see you, they still see you. And they remind you of your core essence. And yes, so I wanted to talk a little bit about going towards the fear, because it sounds so counterintuitive, but the thing you want lies on the other side of fear, which is such a trip. Funnily enough, the thing I've wanted the most and the thing that I've had the most trouble with, been such a romantic, been such a lover girl. It's the funniest thing that I've thought that getting into a relationship, I'd be like, yeah, whatever, I can say whatever. No, the more I've looked at my fears and like my ego and things like this, the more I've been like, wow, what boring stories. Change them up, because yeah, you can choose a few of those thoughts up there, I think.